What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Words and Wine.
Welcome.
Today, we're actually not making a beverage. I know how sad you might be, but our lovely friend, Finesse Kid, a.k.a. DJ.
From a previous episode.
Yes.
If y'all didn't check that episode, go back, check that one.
He gifted us a wine, so we're going to try it today. And so it is a Pinot Noir, so Jay is definitely going to love this. It's going to be great. Ooh.
Can you say the whole thing? It's from Samuel Robert Winery.
Oh, sorry.
It's 2019 vintage.
And
We're throwing it back with just a regular wine on Words and Wine. Yeah.
Where it all
You know
began.
what I'm saying? All right,
Okay,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Do the honors.
If I can open it. There we go.
Put some muscle into it. You got it.
I put on lotion. I put on some lotion.
Oh, yeah. I could already tell this ain't
You can already smell how great it is.
this ain't mine.
Can you tilt your cup? Thank you.
Okay, look at you. Just knowing. Yep, this is about all I need.
Right.
Cool.
All right, cheers. This is actually good. This is actually good. And it's warm. Stop. Come on. It's not bad. It's definitely drinkable.
Okay.
What is your thoughts? You're going to keep them to yourself? We appreciate it. Thank you for the wine. It's lovely.
For the wine people, it pairs well with wild salmon and filet mignon.
I can already taste it.
I can't, but it's okay. Cool. All right, let's hop into it.
So today's episode is all about, are you too old to chase a dream? Or is there an age limit of when you could chase your dream or when you need to be chasing your dream by? Do you think you're too old?
I think we put time constraints
On
time
everything.
constraints on ourselves.
Yeah.
Really on everything involving ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we have like these ideas that, you know, in our mind they have deadlines, and like sometimes that's just not how life happened, you know.
Exactly.
And that's definitely one thing, you know, the pandemic I think has shown people, like, you be on the right track, you doing exactly what you want to do, you making progress, you grinding,
Right.
and then it's like boom, you was probably on track to make however much money by the end of the year, get that
Right.
promotion by the end of the year, and boom, now 8.5 million people are unemployed. Like, that wasn't part of the
Just
plan.
like that.
So it's like you got to give yourself a little grace if by, you know, 28 you didn't get X, Y, and Z, because like within the plan that you created for yourself, you didn't plan for the pandemic.
Right.
You didn't plan for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's for anything, like outside the pandemic. People don't plan for job loss. People
Right.
don't plan for tragedies, divorces.
Car accidents,
that,
things like,
happen and take money and take resources that
right.
now you got to reshuffle how you're doing everything.
Right.
So I don't think, I really don't think you ever too old to do anything. Like, if you got an able body, you got ability.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? You got agility in your limbs. You got breath in your lungs.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, God puts things in us for a reason. And I was actually watching a sermon yesterday, and it was basically saying, like, you have to act on your gift. You know, you got to act on the things that God
Right.
gives you, because, you know, taking that action, if you don't take action right away, you'll create limiting thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You'll talk yourself out of something that God talked you into because you just waited too long.
Blocking your blessings.
You know what I'm saying? Or now you're not motivated, so now you've talked yourself out of it.
Yeah.
You know, you only stay motivated to take action for a certain period of time. You know, motivation
Right.
is fleeting.
Yeah.
You know, so
Agreed. I definitely think as a kid, especially when I first was like growing up, I always like planned my life. Like at 21, I'm going to be married. At 25, I'm going to have kids. I'm going to have this big old house. And remember that game Smash?
yeah.
And everyone would play that. And so like you would kind of
was
like,
MASH. It
oh,
wasn't Smash.
sorry,
It was MASH.
Mash.
Bruh. Did you even play the game then? Like, at this point, I don't even believe you, dog.
It was
You
Mash.
was watching people write on the paper. You never actually
It
did
was
the paper.
Mash. And I would just like, we would always play that game as a kid, and we like plan out our lives. At least that's what we think our lives are going to be like.
Right.
But then actually going through it just changes a lot. Like what I thought I was going to have by 25, 26, 27 all changed when 25, 26, 27 really hit. But I also believe that like as you go through life and you experience life, like your goals are going to change, your
Yeah.
passions are going to change, what you want to do is going to change. I think like you're never too old to do anything. As long as you have like a dream, you're driven, you have a passion behind it, and it hopefully makes you some money, then cool, you're winning. Keep going.
Facts.
Don't put age to anything. Do it when it's right. When God tells you it's right and it feels good.
I feel that. I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that.
Even though I don't want to drink to that. Not this.
Hey. Okay, cool. Why do you feel like there's so much pressure to be successful so young?
I think there's a lot. I mean, that's different. That's different for everybody. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been in previous episodes or if this was offline, but
Right.
I put pressure on myself for a specific reason to be successful.
Right.
You know, personally for me, like, I'm adopted, and so I just felt like, yo, even though my parents never made me feel like, yo, like, you have to be successful or we're gonna regret, you know, our decision, like, but I just always put that pressure because I'm like, I want them to be proud of me. I want them to know, like, I don't take this shit for granted at all, dog. Like, anybody who knows me,
Right.
I love being a Tatum. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what my life would be without it, you know?
Right,
So
facts.
it's like, I love, you know, the course that my life has taken because of my adoption, you know? And so, I put pressure on myself because it's like, dog, I gotta make my mom proud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know she's proud. Like, she tells me, like, constantly, like, I'm the one out of my siblings, you know? But it's like, in the back of my mind, just, you know, that's just always been in my head.
Yeah.
So it's like, I gotta make these moves. I gotta, you know?
Yeah. No, I feel that.
But I think to answer the question in general, like, we all put pressures on ourselves.
Right.
And then we put, you know, the added pressure of, like, comparison. Like, damn, I'm 28.
Right.
But this
Where am
person
I at?
doing this. Or this person's bag looks like this. But going back to the sermon I was watching the other day, because it was like the parable with the talents. He gave, you know, somebody 5 talents, somebody 2 talents, and somebody 1 talent, right? And the talents are like gold or silver, whatever it is, right? And he was basically explaining, like, 1 talent is equivalent to like $1.4 million to us. So it's just like, we be looking at someone else's bag. So say God gave you 5 talents, right?
Right.
So I'm looking like, damn, I'm broke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I only got 1.4 million talents.
Right.
And he was like, sometimes you got to break down your blessings. I'm so worried about your bag that I'm not grateful for my bag.
Right.
But if you start counting, because like $1 million,
Right.
like, you got however many millions, and I only
Right.
got 1.4. But if I break that down and I try to count to 1 million, 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's a blessing.
dog, that's a lot.
Right.
Think about how long it's gonna take you to count to 1.4 million. Like, that's
Right.
a lot.
Right.
But we over here, we don't look at it that way because I'm so focused on what you got.
Right.
It's like,
All
let me
the
focus
time,
on my
though.
bag.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That's what they always say.
Comparison, man.
It's tough. And I think, like, being young, you just kind of, and I think coming into, like, the world of social media, everyone just kind of showcases that young is, like, fast. It's like,
Yeah.
tomorrow I could be rich. And it could definitely happen. But at the same time, like, don't think prior to that I just was rich. Like, there was time, there was hurt, there was crying, there was all that behind the scenes. So I think they just put a lot of pressure for young kids to be successful really young because of society. I think what they show us and display is that being young and rich is something that you can obtain, so do it quickly and hurry up and get to it.
But what people don't realize is that the same day you plant the seed, obviously, you know, it takes time to harvest. It takes time to grow.
Right.
Things have to mature.
Right.
You know? And so you can't think that a process is going to be automatic. And depending on what you're trying to grow, depending on what you're trying to do,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, or what it's going to become, like, it may take more time.
Right.
You know
But
what
you
I'm
really
saying?
don't understand that until you're going through it. Because when someone says, hey, it may take you a while to become this millionaire that you want to be, but you're going to get there. In your mind, you're just like, why is it going to take me a while? Let me just get to the point. But you really don't understand that until you start going through, like, life and
Yeah.
understanding that, like, real things happen and not everything's just going to happen at the...
Facts. They say in this workout group, there was like, you know, no grind, no glory. And that's real. Like, we
Right.
want the glory. We want to be glorified. We want to be praised. We want to be recognized. We need
Right.
affirmations. We need
Right.
validation
Likes.
from other people. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But it's just like, you got to go through the grind to get to that point. And because
Exactly.
people don't showcase, people ain't showcasing, damn, I lost my job. People
Right.
ain't showcasing, oh, damn, my paycheck was cut in half.
Right.
People ain't showcasing, you know, my car broke down and I'm out here in some vans walking. People aren't showcasing the struggle. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And so it's just like,
Just
we looking
success.
like, damn, like, that nigga lit. Damn, you got rich quick. Like, did he get rich quick, or did he just not showcase all the trials?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't quick. Niggas was down
Exactly.
bad, bro. And like, they didn't showcase that because who wants to see that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because then, like, I post a struggle. Oh, you a broke nigga. Oh, you a this. Oh, you a that. You ain't got nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then there's that aspect of it. So we only show the highlight reel, but you can't just get caught up on somebody's highlights. Like,
no,
everybody done been through something. Unless you an heir. You know what I'm saying? You done inherited some stuff.
Right.
You know, outside of that, bro, like, you done been through something.
I hope so, because it definitely builds character. So
For sure.
Go ahead and go through some things. Do you base your dreams and success around society? I hope not.
I don't.
That'll be a struggle.
I will say I think I've stifled my own growth because like I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? And like for the people who know me know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like in a lot of in a lot of different ways, right? But it's like
yep.
Like I never wanted to like get into music because I didn't want to be a rapper, and I'm like, but I'm not like those rappers. Like I'm successful at my job. Like I got the corporate bag. You know what I'm saying? Like dog, I just bought the house. Like I'm doing this shit before I'm on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to be a like, oh, listen to my mixtape kind of nigga. Like I never wanted that because there's like a negative connotation. But it's like, why can't you be all things at once? Why can't I be successful over here, a dope ass poet over here, but then somebody asks me to drop a 16 and I can do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asks me to fucking, produce some shit and I can do that shit too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could be everything all at once. Like I think sometimes we have ideas of like what we can't be everything.
Yeah. And
that's why it's like so cool like to embrace like your duality. Like I'm cussing, but y'all just heard me like repeat a parable. Like dog, I know my Bible, I know God, you know what I'm saying, but I could get ratchet, right? But then it's like, okay, we having a conscious conversation, but then like there could be a turn up.
There could be a turn up
like,
quickly.
It's like you could be everything all at once. Like, why do I only have to be oh so holy? You know what I'm saying? But why do I always have to just be ratchet?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I eat a pizza? But like, I'm in the gym a lot, dog. Like, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be everything all at once. You don't have to choose. Like, that's not how you were made.
No, for sure. I get that. And that kind of reminded me of, I don't know if you watched Kevin Hart's new stand-up.
Yeah.
When he was like, all I wanted was a Big Mac. I hadn't had a Big Mac in a long time. And there's someone next to me just taking a picture of me. Like why is that interesting?
And he was like, oh, because I just said I'm plant-based. Like, yeah, dog, you got caught up.
And you always got to be perfect. That fame life is something different. But, no, I feel you. I think a lot of the time society can draw this picture of like, that's why I think like age kind of plays in, because they always try to draw this picture of like you have to complete so many things at so many age whatever, and you have to get this done and whatever the case may be. And I think it puts a lot of pressure on women, it puts a lot of pressure on men, it puts a lot of pressure on young adults who are just trying to figure it out. And I think a lot of the times when you're young, you're trying to figure it out. It's a lot to take in all at once, like being on your own and figuring out what you want to do for the rest of your life, whether you're near family or far from family. So take it step by step is my advice, and enjoy the process, because it's going to be a ride.
The process, bro.
It's going to be a ride.
Dang, I'm hearing a delay. That's crazy. But anyways, Chris Brown posted something for every Breezy fan, right?
Woo.
He was basically saying like, that's what it is. Like the fulfillment is in the process. It's not necessarily the finished product.
Right.
Because like once you reach your goal, like, okay, you got the body that you want. It's cool. It's lit, right? Like you at the beach, you with the shirt off, you know what I'm saying? It's lit. Right. But it's like the process was fun. Like the times you were building your muscle, you know what I'm saying? The times where you wanted to give up, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like you
strengthen your mind.
Being famous or whatever the case may be, like once you're famous, like damn, like that was the peak, because that's what you worked hard to become. Right. So now it's like now you gotta have a whole separate goal. You know what I'm saying? But like when you look back on the process, like that was the fun part. Like traveling with your friends, going on tour with your friends, like fucking having smoking vibe sessions. You know what I'm saying? Like the process is what makes the product even worth it. Yeah. You know?
And that much better. Which is why I think people tend to, sorry, that's like really bad.
You can hear it? I
I just lost my train of thought. But no, I 100% agree. And I think a lot of times people don't enjoy the process along the way. Can you chase more than one dream at a time?
I think so. Can you be successful?
That's a different question.
Doing it? I don't know.
I don't either.
Because at the end of the day, like, I do think it does take a certain amount of focus to really bring things to fruition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if your focus is
split all the time,
divided between too many different things that don't really correlate, then it can be difficult. If it correlates, like music and poetry, and you know what I'm saying, like that's all within the same realm, you know.
Right.
But like if you're like trying to, you can't, I don't know, like be a fitness model, but then it's like you're doing sponsorships with like Burger King, like that might not coincide, because it's like I'm trying to get that corporate Burger King bag, but then I'm also like trying to like get my fitness business off the ground. But like these big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These Whoppers ain't helping.
This
you,
ain't it.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
ain't
Like if the goals correlate, then maybe yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I definitely think like when your time is divided, it's hard to be successful in so many different avenues because you're never giving 100% of your time to one thing. But just like our podcast, like this is not 100% of our time. Like we do this as a part-time thing, which we're going to get the success out of it from a part-time level. Now, if we decide to put all of our
effort
into
energy,
it
and resources
and time into it, then
But
we would
that's
see
where
a
you
different
guys come
results.
in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
feel me?
the more you watch, the more you'll
watch,
see
the more you
us.
support, comment, subscribe,
Subscribe,
it's
share,
at.
all the S's.
subscribe, share.
But in the end, I just think like don't put too much pressure on yourself. Chase whatever dream and goals you have.
Yeah.
Enjoy the process because it's going to be a ride. But it's going to be a good ride. And you're going to learn a lot about yourself and what you really like and what you don't like. And
Facts.
keep on going. Because age is nothing but a number. That's what R. Kelly said.
But actually, on this podcast, we don't support R. Kelly. I don't.
don't.
I honestly want to delete that clip because I do not fuck with
That was
guy.
actually an Aaliyah song, so relax.
But he wrote it, and we don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, but we like Aaliyah. We don't support R. Kelly. We don't. We really don't. Sorry. I'm not sorry.
I have attitude.
She got attitude. So we out of here. Every Thursday, you know where to find us.
7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Tune in. Go ahead and drink a drink with us, whether it's wine, whether you're making a mocktail. For all the people who don't drink, we're going to be making mocktails too.
Yes.
So you feel included.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No one's left behind.
Yeah. So, cheers. Your only limitations probably come from your mind. So when you start doubting your gift, you need to turn up your grind. See, the art of comparison will steal your joy every time. Just focus on the vision that God's given and do your best to align. Trust that the bag will come. Just know that your gifts will make room. Stay the course, because of course, the day you plant the seed isn't the day it'll bloom. There's beauty in the process. Great things don't always come soon. And sometimes the growth we expect can only happen after we prune.